Welcome everyone to this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, and today we are uncovering one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the entire numismatic universe, the 1940 mint Mark Wheat penny. And if you thought pennies were just small change, you are about to be blown away, because this tiny coin can fetch an astonishing $63,889, and we are going to explore why this coin is so rare, so valuable, and why collectors around the world are willing to pay unimaginable sums to own a piece of history. Imagine holding a coin that was minted over 80 years ago, a coin that has survived wars, economic changes, and the passage of time, and yet still shines with a story that only a few people can truly appreciate. The 1940 wheat penny is not just a coin, it is a time capsule that connects us to a bygone era, and today we are going to dissect everything from its origin, its minting history, its rarity, the condition that drives its market value, and how you can even spot one if you are lucky enough to find it in your change. The story begins in 1940, a time when the world was on the brink of monumental change, when Franklin D. Roosevelt was leading the United States, and pennies like the 1940 were produced not as investment pieces but as everyday currency meant to circulate from pocket to pocket, and yet somehow a few of these coins survived in pristine condition and became some of the most sought-after coins in numismatics. The D Mint Mark stands for the Denver Mint, one of the three main mints at the time, along with Philadelphia, which produced coins without a mint mark, and San Francisco, which produced coins with an S mint mark. The Denver Mint was known for its high quality, but relatively low production numbers, and this scarcity combined with the coin's age and condition is what makes the 1940 wheat penny an absolute gem for collectors. Now you might be wondering what makes a coin like this worth over $63,000. And the answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. A coin in mint state condition, meaning it has never been circulated and retains all its original luster, is incredibly rare for a coin from 1940. Most pennies from that era show signs of wear, scratches, or even corrosion, but the 1940 mint Mark Wheat penny in mint state is almost mythical, and when one appears in an auction, the bidding can skyrocket. Collectors are always searching for coins that tell a story, and the 1940 wheat penny tells multiple stories. It tells the story of the Great Depression, recovery of the United States, the story of the Denver Mint and its craftsmanship, and the story of a coin that has survived 80+ years in perfect condition. These narratives, combined with the human desire to own something rare and beautiful, is what drives the price to incredible heights when evaluating a 1940 wheat penny. Experts look at several factors. First is the strike quality, which means how well the design details are defined. A perfectly struck coin will have clear and sharp images of Abraham Lincoln's profile. The wheat stalks on the reverse side will be crisp, and the edges will show no signs of wear. Then collectors look at the luster, which is the shine and reflection of light off the coin's surface. A coin with full original mint luster can command tens of thousands of dollars. Finally, the coin is examined for any imperfections, scratches, dense discoloration, or cleaning, which can drastically reduce its value. One of the most exciting things about coins like the 1940 wheat penny is the thrill of discovery. Many collectors have stories of finding a rare penny hidden in jars of change, in old coin rolls, in the bottom of drawers, or even in antique collections that have been forgotten for decades, and when they realize the value of their find, it can be life-changing. The emotional connection between a collector and a rare coin is unlike anything else in the world of collectibles. Auctions for coins of this caliber are electrifying events. Collectors from all over the world gather to bid against each other, sometimes spending hours or even days to secure a coin that represents history, prestige, and a tangible connection to the past. And the 1940 wheat penny often becomes the star of such auctions because it embodies rarity, historical significance, and beauty all at once. But beyond the monetary value, there is a fascinating story of design and artistry behind the Wheat Penny series, created by Victor David Brenner. The wheat penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and two stylized wheat ears on the reverse side, symbolizing prosperity and growth. The coin's design was revolutionary at the time because it was the first United States coin to feature a real person rather than allegorical figures, and this historical milestone adds another layer of value to the 1940 mint Mark Wheat penny. Collectors often debate the difference between a very fine coin, a mint state coin, and a proof coin, and understanding these differences is crucial for anyone looking to enter the coin market. For example, a mint state 63, 64, 65 or higher coin can command prices exponentially higher than circulated coins because the eye appeal is unmatched, and the 1940 in perfect mint state is so rare that it has become almost legendary in the numismatic community for Those looking to invest in rare coins, the 1940 wheat penny represents a unique opportunity because it is not only a beautiful collectible but also a tangible piece of history that has proven to appreciate over time as interest in coin collecting continues to grow, especially for classic American coins from the early 20th century, and the scarcity of high-grade specimens ensures that the market value remains robust. It is also important to note the role of grading companies such as PCGS and NGC, which provide professional assessments of coin condition and authenticity. A 1940 mint mark wheat penny that receives a high grade from these trusted grading authorities will almost always sell for a premium because buyers have confidence in the accuracy of the grade and the legitimacy of the coin, ensuring that it is not a counterfeit or improperly restored specimen. Many collectors also enjoy the thrill of hunting for coins themselves, whether through bank rolls, estate sales, or flea markets, and the idea that a 1940 wheat penny could be sitting unnoticed in a jar of coins at home adds an element of adventure to coin collecting. Unlike any other hobby in the world, the excitement of potentially discovering a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars is a story that captures the imagination of millions throughout the decades. The value of the 1940 wheat penny has fluctuated with the market, but the trend has always been upward as collectors continue to recognize its historical significance, rarity, and beauty. In recent years, coins in mint state have consistently sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and occasionally rare examples reach six-figure prices when multiple factors align, including perfect strike, flawless surfaces, and exceptional eye appeal. If you are a collector looking to own a 1940 wheat penny, it is important to be patient, meticulous, and knowledgeable about what makes a coin valuable. Understanding grading standards, researching past auction results, and consulting with experts can help ensure that your investment is sound and that you are acquiring a coin that will appreciate in both monetary and historical value over time. The 1940 wheat penny also represents a fascinating glimpse into American history. It was minted during a time of recovery and transformation. The imagery of Abraham Lincoln serves as a reminder of leadership and resilience, and the wheat ears represent growth and hope for the future. In many ways, owning this coin is like holding a piece of the American spirit in your hand. For viewers who are intrigued by the idea of rare coins and the stories they tell, the 1940 mint mark wheat penny serves as the perfect example of why numismatics is more than just a hobby. It is a way to connect with history, to appreciate artistry, to experience the thrill of discovery, and to participate in a global community of collectors who value rarity, excellence, and the beauty of coins as tangible historical artifacts. Throughout this video, we have explored the minting history of the 1940 wheat penny, its rarity and condition factors, its market value, stories of discovery, auction excitement, and investment potential, and hopefully by now you can see why this seemingly simple coin is capable of commanding a price tag of $63,889 or more, and why collectors are willing to go to great lengths to add it to their collection. So the next time you come across a wheat penny, remember that hidden within the familiar copper coin may lie extraordinary value, and a connection to history that transcends its small size. The 1940 mint mark wheat penny is a testament to the power of rarity, history, and human fascination with beautiful things, and it continues to captivate collectors and enthusiasts around the world, inspiring stories, excitement, and passion for generations to come. In conclusion, welcome back to the channel, where today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the United States history, the 1941 mint mark wheat penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike and is currently valued at a staggering $62,388. Yes, you heard that right, $62,388 for a tiny copper coin that most people might overlook in their pocket change or in their old coin jars. Today we are going to explore everything you need to know about this coin, from its history to why it is so rare, how to spot it, how it has performed in the market, and why it could be a golden opportunity for anyone interested in coin collecting. So grab your magnifying glasses, your curiosity, and maybe even a notebook, because this is going to be an adventure into the world of rare coins that you will not want to miss. Now, to understand why the 1941 mint mark wheat penny is so valuable, we have to go back in time to the early 1940s, when the world was going through tremendous change. World War II was raging and the United States was about to enter the conflict. There was a demand for copper for war efforts, but pennies continued to be minted, and in 1941 the Philadelphia Mint produced a limited number of wheat pennies without mint marks, and these coins are especially Significant because Philadelphia did not use a mint mark during that time, making them a bit more common than some other mint coins. However, finding one in exceptional condition is extremely rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a single coin that is well preserved and graded by professional coin grading services. The wheat penny design itself is iconic, featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two sheaves of wheat on the reverse representing prosperity and growth. This design was introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's centennial, and it continued all the way to 1958, and even though millions were minted, most have been lost, damaged, or heavily circulated, making pristine examples like the 1941 no mint mark a true treasure. Collectors around the world are always on the lookout for coins like this because of their historical significance, their rarity, and the value they hold in the numismatic market. Over the years, prices have continued to rise steadily, with high-grade examples reaching into the tens of thousands of dollars. The $62,388 valuation comes from coins that have been professionally graded by experts who examine every detail, including the luster, the strike, the absence of wear, the color, and even microscopic marks that could affect value. Professional grading can dramatically increase a coin's market value, which is why so many collectors invest in certification before even attempting to sell a rare coin. But how do you know if you might have a 1941 no mint mark wheat penny hiding in your collection, or perhaps forgotten in a jar at home? First, you need to check the date carefully. Look for 1941 and ensure there is no mint mark on the coin. Sometimes the letter P is not present because Philadelphia did not use it at the time. Next, you need to examine the condition. Coins that are heavily circulated, scratched, or discolored will not reach the high values we are talking about. Instead, you want coins that have their original copper color intact, have strong details on Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks, and have minimal signs of wear. If you are lucky enough to find one that meets these criteria, you could be holding a coin worth more than a new car or even a small house in some parts of the country. Now, you might be wondering why a coin from 1941 would be worth so much money. After all, pennies were produced in huge numbers and many people have old coins lying around. The key factor is survivability. Over time, most pennies from that era have been lost, damaged, or thrown away, and only a small fraction remain in excellent condition. This scarcity combined with collector demand drives prices sky high. The story behind the coin also adds to its appeal. Every time someone buys a 1941 no mint mark wheat penny, they are not just buying a piece of copper, they are buying a tangible piece of history, a reminder of the United States entering a pivotal time during World War II, and a symbol of careful craftsmanship and design. Investing in rare coins like this can also be an exciting alternative to traditional investment stocks or real estate. The numismatic market offers opportunities for growth, especially for coins that have historical significance and limited supply. Unlike many other investments, coins cannot be hacked or erased, and they are portable, making them appealing for collectors and investors alike. Now, it is important to note that condition is everything in coin collecting. A coin that is graded as gem, mint, or almost perfect can command astronomical prices, whereas one that is worn may be worth only a fraction. Still, even circulated coins have value, and the thrill of discovering a rare coin is part of the experience. Collectors often talk about the joy of the hunt, the excitement of finding a coin that few others have seen, and the pride of holding history in their hands. If you are interested in starting your own collection, or perhaps searching for a 1941 no mint mark wheat penny, remember to handle all coins carefully using gloves or a soft cloth. Never clean coins aggressively because that can reduce their value, and always consider having a professional grading service evaluate any coin that appears to be rare or valuable. Networking with other collectors, attending coin shows, and keeping up to date with market trends are also important steps in building a successful collection and understanding the true value of your coins. The market can fluctuate over time, but historical coins like this tend to hold their value and even appreciate as more collectors and investors enter the market. Throughout this video, we have also learned that the story of the 1941 no mint mark wheat penny is not just about money, it is about history, craftsmanship, scarcity, and the joy of collecting. It represents a time when the United States was on the brink of entering a global conflict, yet continued to produce coins that were beautiful, durable, and meaningful to the people who used them every day. Owning such a coin allows collectors to connect with that history and pass it on to future generations, creating a legacy that extends far beyond the copper itself. And whether you are a serious collector and investor or simply someone fascinated by history, the allure of the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny is undeniable. So remember to check your jars, boxes, drawers, and anywhere you might have old coins. Who knows, you could be sitting on a $62,388 treasure that has been hiding in plain sight for decades. The excitement of coin collecting is that every coin has a story, every coin has a journey, and every coin has the potential to surprise and delight those who appreciate the art, history, and investment opportunity they represent. And as you continue to explore the world of coins, pay attention to details, educate yourself on grading, market trends, and always handle your coins with care, because the next great discovery could be in your hands right now. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we will be bringing you more rare coin discoveries, fascinating historical insights, and tips on maximizing the value of your collection, from pennies like the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny to other rare coins that could be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Stay tuned for more videos that will keep you informed, entertained, and inspired to explore the incredible world of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story, and every collection has the potential to uncover treasures beyond imagination. So keep hunting, keep learning, and keep enjoying the timeless thrill of rare coins, because who knows what hidden gem you might find next. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could make you an instant millionaire? Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in the coin collecting world, the legendary 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin so rare and valuable that collectors are willing to pay $11 million for it. This is not just any penny, this is a piece of history, a coin that has captured the imagination of numismatists and treasure hunters alike. The story of the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent begins in the early 90s, when the United States Mint was producing billions of coins for everyday use. Most of these coins carried the familiar mint marks P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But among these billions of coins, a tiny number were produced without any mint mark at all. These coins were intended for testing and quality control, but somehow a few escaped into circulation, creating an anomaly that would shock the coin collecting world. Imagine walking down the street, buying a candy bar or a cup of coffee, and receiving in your change a coin that could change your life forever. That is exactly what happened to the lucky few who stumbled upon the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. Many people did not even realize the significance of what they were holding. They simply saw it as a penny and put it in their pocket or a jar at home. But for collectors, these coins are nothing short of a holy grail. The value of this coin is not just in its rarity, but in the story it tells about American minting practices and the quirks that can occur when billions of coins are produced. Collectors around the world have been searching for these coins for decades. There are stories of people scouring coin rolls, searching through banks, and even checking their couch cushions, hoping to find one of these elusive pennies. The thrill of the hunt is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive. There is a sense of mystery and excitement knowing that at any moment a simple piece of change could turn into a fortune. The 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is particularly fascinating because it represents a moment in time. When you hold this coin, you are holding a piece of history that survived the mass production of billions of coins. It is a reminder that even in the most ordinary moments, extraordinary things can happen. The coin itself features the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but its value comes from its uniqueness and the story behind it. The absence of the mint mark makes it stand out from every other coin in circulation and makes it a symbol of rarity and prestige in the numismatic community. So why is this coin worth $11 million? The answer lies in the principles of supply and demand and the psychology of collecting. Because only a handful of these coins exist in pristine condition, collectors are willing to pay astronomical amounts to add one to their collection. The coin market is driven by passion and rarity, and the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent ticks every box. It is not just money, it is a status symbol, a conversation starter, and a tangible piece of history. Auctions featuring this coin have attracted worldwide attention. Many of the bids are made by private collectors who understand the significance of owning something so rare. Others are made by investors who see it as a unique way to diversify their portfolio. The excitement surrounding these auctions is intense, and the Anticipation can last for weeks or even months before the winning bid is announced. Each sale sets a new benchmark and makes the next opportunity even more coveted. The coin collecting community has created entire forums and discussion groups dedicated to the 1992 no-mint mark. Lincoln cent collectors share tips on how to spot the coin, how to verify its authenticity, and how to protect it once it is found. There are stories of people traveling across the country to view a coin in person before making an offer. There is a sense of camaraderie and competition that makes this hobby both challenging and rewarding. It is not just about money, it is about the thrill of discovery and the pride of ownership. Experts in numismatics emphasize the importance of authentication when dealing with coins of this value. With millions of dollars on the line, it is essential to ensure that the coin is genuine. Professional grading services examine every detail from the weight to the composition to the design elements to confirm authenticity. Once a coin is certified, it becomes easier to buy, sell, and insure, and it gains a level of prestige that cannot be achieved with uncertified coins. The story of the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent also highlights the impact of small errors in the minting process. Even tiny variations can create coins that are worth far more than their face value. This phenomenon is not limited to pennies but is seen across all forms of coinage. The lessons from these anomalies have helped the United States Mint improve quality control and have also created a fascinating niche market for collectors who specialize in era coins. For those who are passionate about coins, finding a 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is a dream come true. The coin represents the ultimate combination of rarity, historical significance, and investment potential. It is a symbol of perseverance and luck, and a reminder that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hidden in plain sight. Even today, collectors are still uncovering these coins in rolls of change at banks or in old collections that have been forgotten for decades. The value of this coin is not just monetary, it is cultural. It tells the story of American history, of the men and women who designed and produced our currency, and of the collectors who dedicate their lives to preserving it. It represents the intersection of history, art, and finance, and serves as a bridge between past and present. Holding a 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is like holding a piece of American heritage in the palm of your hand. It is a tangible connection to the past that can also shape your future. As we continue to explore the world of rare coins, it is important to understand the factors that make a coin valuable. Condition, rarity, historical significance, and demand all play a role, but beyond these factors there is the human element, the stories of discovery, and the thrill of the hunt that make coins like the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent so captivating. Collecting coins is about more than money, it is about passion, curiosity, and the excitement of finding something truly extraordinary. Many collectors have spent years building their collections, and some have dedicated their entire lives to the pursuit of rare coins. The 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is often the centerpiece of these collections, and owning one is considered the pinnacle of achievement in the numismatic world. It is not just a coin, it is a legacy and a symbol of dedication and knowledge. In conclusion, the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in modern American history. Its rarity and historical significance have made it a dream for collectors around the world. The story of this coin is a reminder that even in the most ordinary objects, extraordinary value can be hidden. It teaches us about history, about human curiosity, and about the thrill of discovery. And who knows, the next time you reach into your pocket or check your change, you might just hold a coin that could change your life forever. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into something absolutely insane, something that every coin collector and treasure hunter dreams about. And you are not going to believe this story, because we are talking about the 2003 mint mark Lincoln penny, and its market value right now is an unbelievable $9 million. Yes, you heard me, $9 million. And if you think pennies are just small pieces of copper sitting in your pocket, you are about to have your mind blown. So grab a snack, sit back, and get ready for the wild ride, because today we are going deep into the history, the rarity, the shocking market value, and the hidden secrets that make this penny one of the most sought-after coins in the world. And I promise by the end of this video you are going to be looking at every penny in your change with completely new eyes. Now let's start with the history of the Lincoln penny, because understanding where this coin comes from is key to understanding why it is so Valuable. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and it was the first time a real person's portrait appeared on a circulating coin. Ever since its introduction, the penny has gone through many changes in design, composition, and mint marks, but the one we are focusing on today is the 2003 D Mint mark Lincoln penny. The D Mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the main mints in the United States, and coins produced there often have subtle differences compared to coins produced in Philadelphia or San Francisco, and these small differences can make all the difference when it comes to value. Now, the 2003 D Lincoln penny might look ordinary to most people, but in the world of coin collecting it is absolutely extraordinary. This coin is not just rare, it is one of the rarest modern pennies ever discovered, and collectors all over the world are willing to pay staggering amounts just to get their hands on one. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that is worth $9 million. Think about what you could do with $9 million, from buying luxury cars to traveling the world to investing in your future. The possibilities are endless, and all of it started with a small copper penny that most people would just toss into a jar of loose change. The story of how this penny gained such incredible value is fascinating. It all comes down to a combination of rarity, historical significance, and minting errors. Now, in coin collecting, the condition of the coin is everything. Coins that are pristine and uncirculated often fetch higher prices, but this penny takes it to a whole new level. It is considered perfect in every way: no scratches, no discoloration, no imperfections at all, and that kind of perfection in a modern coin is almost unheard of because most coins are handled by millions of people. They sit in pockets and wallets and cash registers, and they get worn down over time, so finding one that is flawless is like finding a diamond in the rough. Another reason this coin is so valuable is the demand among collectors. The coin market right now is booming, and rare coins are being snapped up at record prices, and the 2003 D Lincoln penny has achieved legendary status among collectors because there are so few in existence. The exact number is not publicly disclosed, but experts estimate that only a handful of these coins exist in pristine condition, and when you combine extreme rarity with perfect condition, the result is astronomical value, and that is why we are talking about a $9 million penny today. Now let's talk about what makes this penny so unique. Visually, at first glance, it might look like any other penny, but if you look closely, you will notice tiny differences in the design. These differences might be in the shape of Lincoln's face, the way the letters are stamped on the coin, or even in the shine of the metal, and these tiny details are what experts call minting anomalies, and they are often the key factor in determining whether a coin is worth a few cents or millions of dollars. And in the case of the 2003 D Lincoln penny, every single detail is flawless. Every single anomaly adds to its value, and that is why collectors are willing to pay an eye-watering price for it. Of course, whenever we talk about coins this valuable, we also have to talk about auctions and private sales, because that is where the real money changes hands. Coins like this never just sit in piggy banks. They are often sold at exclusive auctions where billionaires, collectors, and investors all compete to get their hands on the next legendary piece. And the sale of a coin like this can make headlines around the world because it is not just a penny, it is a piece of history, it is an investment, and it is a symbol of extreme rarity all rolled into one. Now you might be wondering how a modern penny from 2003 could possibly be worth millions, when most pennies are just a few cents. Well, the answer lies in the combination of errors, rarity, demand, and historical significance. Coins that are minted in extremely low quantities or have tiny production mistakes can become incredibly valuable over time, and when collectors realize that they are dealing with a one-of-a-kind coin that is perfectly preserved, the price skyrockets, and the 2003 D Lincoln penny is the perfect example of that phenomenon. It is the ultimate modern collector's dream, but it is not just about the money, it is about the story behind the coin. Imagine being the person who discovered this penny in circulation, maybe in a jar of coins or at a garage sale. Maybe it was tucked away in a wallet for years, and then suddenly you realize you are holding a fortune in your hands. That is a story worth telling to your friends and family, a story that will be remembered for generations. And that is why coins like this are so fascinating, because they connect ordinary people to extraordinary wealth and history in a way that is almost magical. Now, if you are thinking about collecting coins yourself, this is the perfect inspiration, because the coin market is full of hidden treasures just waiting to be discovered. And while finding a $9 million penny might be extremely rare, there are countless other valuable coins that can still make you a small fortune. And the key is knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. The more you learn about mint marks, years of issue, and coin conditions, the better your chances of spotting a hidden gem in your change, or at a coin shop, or even online auctions, so every coin you see from now on could be hiding an incredible story or value waiting for you to discover it. Finally, let's talk about the future of this penny, because in the world of rare coins the value is always changing, the demand is growing, and collectors are becoming more passionate than ever before, and as this coin continues to gain legendary status, its value could rise even further in the coming years, and owning one would not just be about money, it would be about owning a piece of history, a piece of art, and a piece of human fascination, all in one small copper penny. And that is why the 2003 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny will forever be remembered as one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. So to wrap this up, if you take anything away from this video, remember this: never underestimate the power of a penny. History, rarity, perfection, and demand can turn the most ordinary object into an extraordinary treasure, and the 2003 D Lincoln penny is living proof of that story. It is a coin worth $9 million, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors around the world, and a coin that proves that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest value. And who knows, maybe the next coin you pick up off the ground could be the next legend in the making. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more incredible stories about coins, collectibles, and treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we have so many mind-blowing videos coming up that you do not want to miss. And remember, keep your eyes open. Treasure is all around you. You never know when you might be holding the next $9 million penny in your hand. Today we are diving into one of the most incredible and shocking stories in the world of rare coins, a coin that collectors and investors are scrambling to find, and it has taken the numismatic world by storm. The 2020 No Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin that could be worth an astonishing $7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $7 million. And we are going to break down everything you need to know about this coin, why it is so valuable, how it came to be, and how you might get your hands on one if you are lucky enough to find it. First, let us set the stage. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, and over the years some pennies have become extremely valuable due to errors, misprints, or rarity. But the 2020 No Mint Mark penny is different. This coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, as usual, but due to an incredibly rare oversight, the coin came out without the standard P Mint mark, and this tiny missing detail has created an extraordinary situation for collectors. Imagine walking into your local store, buying a pack of pennies to pay for something ordinary, and discovering that one of them is potentially worth millions of dollars. This is not science fiction, this is reality. And stories of collectors who have found these coins in circulation have gone viral across social media forums and YouTube videos, attracting attention from coin experts, investors, and everyday people alike. So what makes this coin so special? Why is the market value at $7 million? Normally coins from 2020 are worth their face value, or maybe a few dollars if they are in pristine condition, but when a mint error occurs, especially a no mint mark error, the coin becomes instantly rare. The number of coins that were minted without the P mark is extremely low. Estimates suggest that only a handful exist, and rarity is what drives value in the coin collecting world. Collectors are not just interested in the coin itself, but also in its story. The history behind why the mint mark was missing adds to its intrigue and potential investment value. Coins like this often appear in auctions with intense bidding wars, sometimes lasting hours, with millions of dollars at stake, and the 2020 Lincoln cent no mint mark coin has already caught the attention of major collectors and investors worldwide. The demand for this coin is so high that experts are predicting its value will continue to rise over the next few years, especially as coins are found in circulation and authenticated by professional grading services. The process of authentication is crucial in determining the market value, because a coin must be verified as genuine and not a replica or altered version to fetch the highest price in the market. Imagine having a coin in your pocket that could change your life forever, and this is why stories of people who have discovered rare coins like this become instant legends. Some have sold their finds for millions, others have chosen to hold on to them, hoping the value will increase even further. But one thing is certain: the excitement around the 2020 no mint mark Lincoln cent is undeniable, and it is one of the most talked about coins of the decade. Collectors also pay attention to the condition of the coin, and even though this coin is technically from circulation, if it is in uncirculated condition, meaning it has no scratches or wear, its value could be astronomical. The highest grade coins can reach premium prices, and This adds another layer to the thrill of finding one you could spend your life searching or stumble upon it in a jar of change in your home. The story of the coin also teaches us a lot about the world of numismatics and the potential for everyday objects to become rare treasures. Mistakes happen even in highly controlled environments like the US Mint, and sometimes those mistakes create legends. A missing mint mark on a coin that was intended to have one might seem insignificant to the average person, but for collectors it is a holy grail. Experts advise that if you think you might have a rare coin, the first step is to avoid cleaning it. Coins that are cleaned or polished lose value immediately, and then you want to have it professionally graded by a trusted grading service. These services assess authenticity, rarity, and condition, which are key factors in determining value. Once verified, a coin like the 2020 no mint mark Lincoln cent can be auctioned for millions and often attracts worldwide attention. Social media has played a huge role in making coins like this viral. Stories from YouTube videos to TikTok and Instagram posts show people reacting to discoveries. Their excitement is contagious, and it makes you realize that anyone could be holding the next big coin treasure without even knowing it. This is what makes the story so compelling and why collectors and enthusiasts are constantly on the lookout for rare finds. We should also talk about the investment potential of rare coins. This coin is not just a collectible, it is an asset that could appreciate over time. Unlike other investments, it is tangible, something you can hold and pass down generations. Coins like the 2020 no mint mark Lincoln cent are limited in supply and high in demand, which creates a perfect storm for value growth. This is why collectors and investors alike are keeping their eyes peeled for the next opportunity. In conclusion, the 2020 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is one of the rarest and most exciting coins in modern U.S. numismatics. Its market value of $7 million is a testament to rarity, demand, and the thrill of discovery. And whether you are a seasoned collector and investor or someone who simply enjoys incredible stories, this coin captures the imagination and shows how something seemingly ordinary can become extraordinary. So keep looking at your pennies, check your change. You never know, you might be holding a piece of history worth millions. Stay tuned to our channel for more stories of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable discoveries, because in the world of coin collecting, every penny has a story, and some stories are worth millions. The 1963 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is one of the most shocking and misunderstood coins in American history, and today we are going deep into the story, value, secrets, and hidden facts that can turn a single penny into a life-changing discovery worth up to $53,389, and most people have absolutely no idea they might already own one. This video could completely change the way you look at pennies forever, so stay with me until the end, because what you are about to learn is something collectors pay thousands of dollars to understand. At first glance, the 1963 D Lincoln penny looks ordinary. It looks like the same copper coin people used every day for decades. Millions of Americans carried it in their pockets, dropped it on the ground, or spent it without a second thought. But inside that small coin is a story of rarity, mint errors, historical timing, and collector demand that has exploded in recent years, making certain examples of this penny worth more than a brand new luxury car. The year 1963 was a critical moment in United States history. It was the final year before the death of President John F. Kennedy, and the country was changing fast, and during this time the Denver Mint was producing massive quantities of Lincoln cents marked with the D mint mark. But what most people do not realize is that among these millions of coins were a very small number of special examples that were struck differently, preserved better, or accidentally created with rare errors that today drive values into the tens of thousands of dollars. The standard 1963 D Lincoln cent is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs about 3.11 grams and features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This design was common from 1959 through 2008, but value is not about design alone. Value comes from condition, rarity, and mistakes. And this is where the story becomes incredible. Most 1963 D pennies are only worth a few cents today, but a tiny percentage of them exist in near-perfect mint state condition. These coins never entered circulation. They were never touched by human hands. After leaving the mint, they have full original red copper color, sharp details, and nowhere at all, and collectors compete aggressively to own the best examples. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70. And when a 1963 D Lincoln penny reaches a grade of MS 67 or higher, it becomes extremely rare and valuable. Because so few coins survived in that condition, and one particular example graded at the very top of the scale sold for an astonishing price of $53,389, shocking the coin collecting world. That sale was not random, it was the result of intense competition among elite collectors who understood just how difficult it is to find a 1963 penny with flawless surfaces, blazing red color, perfect strike, and zero imperfections under magnification. One tiny scratch or spot can drop the value by thousands of dollars, and that is why only a handful of these coins reach that level. But condition is only part of the story, because errors also play a massive role in value, and the Denver Mint was not immune to mistakes. During 1963, some pennies were struck on the wrong planchets, some had doubled dies, some showed off center strikes, and others had die cracks or repunched mint marks, and each of these errors creates a unique coin that collectors are desperate to own. A doubled die 1963 penny can show doubling on Lincoln face, the date, or the lettering, and these coins are highly sought after because the doubling happened during the minting process and cannot be faked easily, and depending on strength and condition, these error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Off-center strikes are another exciting category. When the coin was not properly aligned during striking, part of the design is missing and the blank area is visible. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Then there are transitional errors and planchet errors, which are among the rarest of all. A penny struck on the wrong metal, such as bronze planchet intended for another coin, can instantly become a five-figure treasure, and authentication is critical because counterfeits do exist, and only certified examples bring top dollar. So how do you know if you might have a valuable 1963 penny? The first step is checking the mint mark. It must have a small D below the date. Then examine the color. Bright red pennies are more valuable than brown ones. Next, look closely at the details: sharp lettering, strong lines on the Lincoln Memorial and nowhere on Lincoln face are good signs. Use a magnifying glass to search for doubling, cracks, or unusual features. Weigh the coin precisely and compare it to known standards, and if something looks unusual or the coin appears extremely high quality, the next step is professional grading, because certification can multiply value dramatically. Many people underestimate how often rare coins are still found in old jars, inherited collections, bank rolls, and estate sales. Some of the most expensive pennies ever sold were discovered by regular people who simply paid attention and knew what to look for. Collectors today are paying record prices for top population coins, meaning coins that are the best known examples and registry set. Competition continues to drive prices higher every year, and as more people enter the hobby, demand continues to rise while supply stays locked, making coins like the 1963 penny even more desirable. The emotional power of owning a piece of history also plays a role. This coin represents a moment in American time before copper shortages, before design changes, and before a major national tragedy, and that historical connection adds another layer of appeal. If you are holding a 1963 Lincoln penny right now, do not rush to spend it. Take a closer look, because the difference between a common penny and a $53,389 coin can be invisible to the untrained eye, but life-changing for those who know what to look for. This is why education is power in coin collecting, and why videos like this matter, because knowledge turns pocket change into opportunity and awareness into wealth. So the next time you see a simple brown penny, remember that it might not be simple at all. It might be a survivor from the Denver Mint, a flawless example that escaped circulation, or a rare error that collectors dream about. Check your coins, study the details, and never assume a penny is just a penny, because history, rarity, and value can hide in the smallest places, and sometimes the biggest treasures come in the smallest forms. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1963 Lincoln 1-cent coin and want more videos revealing hidden coin values, rare money secrets, and real auction prices, make sure to stay tuned, because the next coin we uncover might be sitting in your pocket right now. 1979 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. Sounds ordinary, right? But what if I told you that one tiny copper penny hiding in a jar, drawer, or pocket could be worth $72,243 today? Most people walk past this coin every single day without realizing the secret history, power, and rare details that turn this simple cent into a life-changing treasure. In this video we are diving deep into the shocking truth behind the 1979 Lincoln penny, why collectors are desperately hunting it, how one sold for over $72,000, and how you can check your own coins right now, because by the end of this video you might realize you have been holding a small fortune without even knowing it. Before we begin, imagine this scenario: you are cleaning your house, opening an old box, maybe something from your childhood. Inside you find a few dusty pennies, nothing special, or so you think. One of them shows Abraham Lincoln with the date 1979 and a tiny D mint mark below the date. You almost throw it away, but what if that decision just cost you $72,000? This exact thing has happened to people, and today you will understand why. To truly understand the value of the 1979 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, we need to go back in time to the late 1970s. America was going through big changes. Inflation was rising, copper prices were climbing, and the United States Mint was under pressure to produce billions of pennies cheaply and quickly. This rush created something collectors love: errors, varieties, and rare high-grade coins. The 1979 Lincoln cent was struck at three main mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The one we are focusing on today is the Denver mint version, identified by the D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse side, featuring Abraham Lincoln. Denver struck over 4 billion pennies that year, which makes most of them common, but within that massive production hides a very small number of coins that are nearly perfect, and those are the ones that explode in value. Now here is where things get interesting. Coin value is not just about age, it is about condition, rarity, and demand. A penny from 1979 can be worth 1 cent, or it can be worth more than a luxury car, depending on how perfect it is and how rare its features are. The most valuable 1979 D Lincoln cent ever sold reached an astonishing price of $72,243 at auction. This was not just any penny, it was a flawless example, graded at the highest levels by professional coin grading services. It showed razor-sharp details, blazing original luster, and absolutely no wear. Even under magnification, coins like this are called condition rarities because although millions were made, almost none survived in perfect state. Most people handle pennies roughly. They toss them into jars, drop them on the ground, slide them across tables. This destroys their surfaces over time, which is why finding a near-perfect 1979 D penny today is incredibly rare and extremely valuable. Let us talk about what makes this coin so special. Visually, on the front you see Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His hair, coat, and facial details must be sharp and fully defined on high-value examples. The date must be bold and evenly struck, and the D mint mark must be clear and well positioned with no weakness. On the reverse you see the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959. Look closely at the columns, the steps, and the tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. On rare high-grade coins, every single line is crisp, clean, and sharp. If the steps blend together or details look flat, the value drops dramatically. Now condition alone can make a massive difference. A circulated 1979 D penny that has been used in everyday life might be worth 1 or 2 cents, but an uncirculated example with strong luster could be worth several dollars, and a top population coin graded at the highest level can skyrocket into tens of thousands of dollars. But condition is not the only factor. Errors and varieties also play a huge role. Some 1979 D pennies were struck with off-center designs, double details, or die cracks. These errors happened during the minting process and escaped into circulation. Collectors love these mistakes because they represent something unique, something that should not exist. One popular error is the off-center strike, where the design is shifted, leaving part of the blank visible. These can be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on severity. Another is die cracks, where raised lines appear on the coin surface caused by damaged dies. These cracks can add significant value. There are also doubled die varieties, where letters or numbers appear doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. If you see doubling on the date, or the word Liberty, or In God We Trust, do not ignore it. This could be extremely valuable and worth professional evaluation. Another key factor is metal composition. The 1979 penny is primarily copper with a small amount of zinc, giving it a rich reddish tone. Coins with original red color are far more valuable than those that turn brown over time. Collectors use color designations to describe this: red, brown, or brown and pure red. Examples command the highest prices. Now imagine finding a 1979 D penny that is bright red, sharp, perfectly struck, and free of marks. This is the kind of coin that collectors dream about and auction houses fight over. Let us talk about grading, because This is where the big money comes in. Professional grading services examine coins under magnification and assign a numerical grade. The higher the number, the better the condition. The difference between a grade of 65 and 68 can mean thousands of dollars, and the difference between 68 and 69 can mean tens of thousands. The $72,000 sale happened because the coin achieved one of the highest known grades for its type, meaning almost no other examples exist in that condition. This creates fierce competition among elite collectors who want the best of the best. So how can you tell if your 1979 D penny might be valuable? First, look at the mint mark below the date. It must be a D. Then examine the coin under good lighting. Look for strong shine and sharp details. Check for scratches, dents, or wear on Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and coat. If those areas are worn, the coin has circulated and is less valuable. Next, check the reverse. Look at the Lincoln Memorial columns. They should be clear and separated. If everything looks sharp and clean, you may have something special. Then look for errors. Tilt the coin slowly and check for doubling, cracks, or unusual features. Use a magnifying glass if possible. If anything looks strange, do not clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value immediately. Instead, store it safely in a soft holder. Many people make the mistake of cleaning pennies to make them shiny. This is one of the worst things you can do. Collectors prefer original surfaces. Even if they are slightly toned, cleaning leaves hairline scratches that permanently reduce value. If you believe you have a high grade or error 1979 D penny, the next step is professional grading. This costs money, but it can be the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth thousands. Think about how many pennies exist in the world, billions and billions, yet only a tiny fraction are worth serious money. That is why checking your coins carefully is so important. Stories exist of people finding rare pennies in pocket change, inherited collections, or even bank rolls purchased for face value. These discoveries happen when knowledge meets opportunity. The 1979 D Lincoln cent proves that you do not need gold or silver to strike it rich. Sometimes all it takes is a 1-cent coin and the curiosity to look closer. Imagine telling your family that a penny you found paid for a house, a car, or a new life. This is not fantasy, it has already happened. Collectors continue to search relentlessly for the best examples because once they are locked away in collections, they may never appear again, which drives prices even higher. Over to me as inflation rises and interest in coin collecting grows, rare high-grade Lincoln cents continue to gain attention, especially those with documented auction records like the $72,000-$1,979 D penny. This is why right now is the perfect time to search your change jars, coin albums, and old boxes. You never know what history is hiding there. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1979 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who might be sitting on a hidden fortune, because knowledge is power, and sometimes that power is worth $72,000. And remember, never ignore a penny again, because the next one you pick up might change your life forever. Imagine reaching into your pocket or opening an old drawer and finding a single penny that could change your life. Today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting, the 1980 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent, a coin that most people ignore every day, yet one rare version has sold for as much as $41,393, and by the end of this video you will know exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and how you might already own one without realizing it. So stay with me, because this is not just a story, this could be your money hiding in plain sight. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in the world. It has been in circulation for over a century and billions of them have been made, which is exactly why most people assume they are worthless. But here is the secret: not all pennies are the same. Even coins from the same year can have dramatically different values depending on tiny details that most people never look at. 1980 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint, and on the surface it looks completely ordinary. It features Abraham Lincoln on the front with the date 1980 and a small D mint mark just below the year. On the reverse you see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that ran for decades. Nothing flashy, nothing special at first glance, and that is exactly why this coin slips through the cracks. Millions of people have handled this penny, used it in stores, dropped it on the ground, or tossed it into jars, but a very small number of these coins were struck with a rare error that turned an everyday penny into a collector's dream. And when one of these rare examples appears at auction, collectors go wild. To understand why the 1980 D penny can be so valuable, we need to talk about how coins are made at the mint. Metal blanks called planchets are fed into massive presses and struck with extreme pressure to imprint the design, but sometimes something goes wrong, and when it does, the result can be an error coin, and error coins are some of the most valuable pieces in the hobby. One of the most valuable versions of the 1980 Lincoln cent is known for a dramatic mint error involving the strike and the planchet. These errors are not damage that happens after the coin leaves the mint, they happen during the minting process, which makes them authentic and highly collectible. Some 1980 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin was made on metal that was never intended for a Lincoln cent. This alone can create a massive value difference because it represents a mistake that should never have left the mint, and when collectors see this kind of error, they know they are looking at something special. Another major factor is condition. Coin collectors grade coins on a scale that measures where surface quality, strike strength, and overall eye appeal. A coin that has survived in near perfect condition for more than 40 years is extremely rare, especially a penny that was meant for circulation. The example that reached a value of $41,393 was not just rare, it was also in exceptional condition with sharp details, clean surfaces, and a strong strike. These factors combined created the perfect storm for a record-breaking sale. Now here is where it gets exciting for you. Many people believe that all valuable coins were discovered long ago, but that is not true. New discoveries are made every year because people are finally checking their change, learning what to look for, and realizing that they have been sitting on treasury. So how do you know if your 1980 penny could be valuable? The first thing you need to do is confirm the date and mint mark. Look for the year 1980 on the front of the coin, and just below it you should see a small D indicating it was minted in Denver. Next, examine the coin closely. Look for anything unusual. Errors can include off-center strikes, missing details, doubled images, or signs that the coin was struck on the wrong metal. If the coin feels heavier or lighter than normal, that can also be a clue. Use a magnifying glass and take your time. Collectors often spend hours examining a single coin because the smallest detail can mean the difference between face value and a life-changing amount of money. Condition matters more than most people realize. If your coin looks worn, smooth, or heavily scratched, it may still be interesting, but the highest values are reserved for coins that look almost brand new even after decades. If you believe you have something special, the next step is professional authentication. Never try to clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Instead, store it safely and consider sending it to a reputable coin grading service. They can confirm whether the coin is genuine and assign it an official grade. Once graded, your coin becomes much easier to sell because buyers trust third-party authentication. High-value coins like this are often sold at major auctions where collectors compete to own the best examples. The story of the 1980 Lincoln cent is a powerful reminder that treasure does not always look like gold or silver. Sometimes it looks like a simple penny that everyone else ignores. Think about how many pennies you have seen in your life, how many you have spent without a second thought, how many are sitting in jars, drawers, or boxes right now. One of them could be the rare error that collectors are desperately searching for. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a history lesson, a treasure hunt, and sometimes a financial opportunity, all rolled into one. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth tens of thousands of dollars. If this video inspires you to start checking your change, then it has already done its job, because knowledge is what separates people who walk past value from those who recognize it. Before you leave, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anyone who might have old coins lying around. You never know who might be holding the next incredible discovery. Remember, the 1980 Lincoln 1 cent is more than just a penny. It is proof that even the smallest things can hold massive value when you know what to look for. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing, because your next great find could be sitting right in your pocket right now. Imagine checking your pocket change one ordinary day and realizing that a single copper-colored coin you almost ignored could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house down payment, more than years of hard work combined. Today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin history, the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin that has stunned collectors and shocked the coin market, with a reported market value reaching an unbelievable $92,367. This is not a fantasy story, and this is not clickbait hype. This is a real collectible phenomenon that many people still do not fully understand, and that is exactly why you need to watch this entire video from beginning to end, because by the time we finish you might look at your loose change in a completely different way. The Lincoln 1 cent coin is one of the most familiar coins in American history. Almost everyone has touched one, held one, spent one, or dropped one on the ground without a second thought. That familiarity is exactly what makes rare Lincoln cents so dangerous to ignore. The 2001 Lincoln penny looks completely normal at first glance. It shows Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, just like millions of others. The date reads 2001, and many people assume it has no value beyond 1 cent. But here is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Some 2001 Lincoln cents were struck without a mint mark, and while that alone may sound ordinary, the truth behind certain examples is anything but ordinary. To understand why this coin matters, you need to understand how mint marks work. In the United States, mint system coins are produced at different facilities. Philadelphia traditionally produces coins without a mint mark, while Denver uses the letter D and San Francisco uses the letter S. In 2001, the Philadelphia Mint struck an enormous number of Lincoln cents. Most of them are common and worth only face value. But within massive production runs, mistakes, anomalies, and extremely rare conditions can occur, and when they do, collectors go crazy. The most valuable 2001 no mint mark Lincoln cent is not valuable simply because it lacks a mint mark. It is valuable because of a very specific combination of rarity, condition, and striking characteristics that place it into elite collector territory. One verified example shocked the numismatic world when it reached a market value of $92,367. That number alone is enough to make anyone stop and listen. But how does a penny become worth that much? First, let us talk about condition. Coin grading is everything. A penny in average circulated condition is common. A penny in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, with sharp details, blazing luster, and no visible flaws, becomes a completely different animal. The highest graded examples of the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln cent were preserved perfectly from the moment they were struck. These coins are graded at the top of the scale, and only a handful exist in that condition. When collectors compete for the best of the best, prices explode. Next, we must talk about striking quality. Some of the rarest 2001 pennies show exceptional strike characteristics that separate them from normal coins. Full details on Lincoln face, sharp lines in the hair, strong definition in the memorial columns, and flawless surfaces can elevate a coin dramatically. Add to that unusual planchet characteristics or die state conditions, and suddenly you have a coin that is unique even among others of the same year. Then there is the psychological factor. Collectors chase rarity. When word spreads that a certain coin has sold for a staggering amount, demand rises instantly. Even people who never cared about coins suddenly start searching their jars and drawers. The 2001 no mint mark Lincoln cent became one of those sleeper coins that exploded seemingly overnight. Auction records and private sales pushed the narrative further and further, and the value reached levels nobody expected from a modern penny. Now let us address the most important question. Could you have one? The answer is yes. These coins were released into circulation. They were not special issues. They were not sold in collector sets. They were used in everyday transactions. That means they could still be sitting in rolls, jars, piggy banks, or forgotten envelopes. Many people unknowingly spent coins that could have changed their lives forever. Others may still be holding one without realizing its potential. So, how do you identify a potentially valuable 2001 no mint mark Lincoln cent? Start by checking the date. Look for 2001 under Lincoln portrait. Then look directly below the date. If there is no D and no S, then you have a Philadelphia issue. Next, examine the coin closely. Look for sharp details. Look for strong original shine. Look for clean surfaces without scratches, stains, or discoloration. Even small imperfections can drastically affect value. If your coin looks unusually perfect compared to others, that is a major sign. Weight and composition also matter. The 2001 Lincoln cent is composed of copper-plated zinc. Any deviation in weight could signal an error or anomaly. Serious collectors and grading services use precise tools to verify this. If your coin appears different, heavier, or lighter than normal, do not ignore it. Point: one of the biggest mistakes people make is cleaning coins. Never clean a coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Even a coin that could have been worth thousands can become nearly worthless if cleaned. Leave it exactly as you found it. Store it safely in a soft holder and consider professional grading. Professional grading is what turned the famous $92,367 penny into a legend. Without certification, it would have been just another penny. With certification, it became a documented rarity recognized by the global collecting community. Grading services examine authenticity, condition, and strike quality and assign a grade that the market trusts. Once graded, a coin enters a completely different universe of value. Let us talk about the market itself. Coin values are driven by demand, scarcity, condition, and storytelling. The story of the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is powerful. It represents the idea that modern coins can still be treasures. It breaks the myth that only ancient coins or gold coins matter. It reminds people that everyday objects can hold extraordinary value. This is why YouTube videos about rare pennies go viral. People love the idea that wealth could be hiding in plain sight. They love the suspense of checking their change. They love the possibility that they already own something valuable. The 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln cent taps directly into that emotion, and that is why this topic continues to trend. Now imagine the impact on your life if you found one of these coins. $92,367 from a penny. That could pay debts, fund a business, support a family, or change your future completely. And it all starts with awareness. Knowledge is the real treasure here. The more you know, the better your chances. Collectors are still actively hunting for top-grade examples. Banks still release old rolls. Estate collections still surface. Coin jars still get searched. The story is not over. In fact, it may just be beginning. Values can rise even higher as supply tightens and demand grows. Especially as younger collectors enter the hobby and social media spreads these stories faster than ever. So after this video, do not rush away. Take your time. Grab your change. Check every penny carefully. Look for the 2001 date. Look for no mint mark. Look for quality. And remember, never assume a coin is worthless just because it looks ordinary. History has proven again and again that the smallest objects can carry the biggest surprises. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most shocking penny stories ever, make sure to stay tuned because there are more hidden treasures out there waiting to be discovered, and the next one could be sitting right in your pocket right now.